Hello again. I've gotten some questions about some things that I have on my X-maxx, and also I am proud that I'm sort of endorsed by Outerwears now. They're making, I have a set of their prototype. I'll take it off just to show. You can see it on the back and the front. They're making shopwear covers. It's made from Outerwears. This is them. They're very tough. I mean, they're made out of I would guess nylon. Yeah, it doesn't say, but most likely a nylon. They're cut in half, but with elastic at the top and bottom. They go from the very top of the shock to the very bottom of the shock. It doesn't just cover the springs. It covers the entire shock. You put it around the shock, and then you do the bottom like that. It has Velcro. Oh shit, I'm putting it on the wrong side. You just put the Velcro together and then stitch it up using the Velcro, and then you have basically a tube that covers your entire shock, spring, everything. I wish I had these about a week ago because I was out running in some sand and some dirt and completely covered everything, but thankfully I have an air compressor that I can just blow all that shit off. This video is going over all the upgrades that I've done, prices, because a lot of people ask where did I get them, how much did I pay. So of course these are not out yet. These are prototypes. I've heard $44. I'm not sure. I've also been told I'm going to be getting a cover for it. I already have a Dusty Motors cover, so I'll compare the outerwear chassis cover to the Dusty Motors cover. So starting from top down, of course, like I just said, $44 for the shock covers from Outerwears. This is the EXO cage, available on AliExpress, sometimes on eBay. You're going to pay between $100 and $140, depending on who you get it from. I paid $138 basically as soon as they became available because I still have my stock body. A lot of people said at first that it was a gimmick. This is no gimmick. I'm going to have to clean out the bearings for the wheels. In the rear, there are actual wheels. So if you flip it over, yeah, definitely got to clean that out. But it does not come with instructions. If you get it, I can send you pictures. You just have to send me your email address, phone number. I can text you all the pictures. Basically, once you get the main ring together, everything else just falls into place. After that, of course, I have the Dusty Motors cover. That was $35 or $40. I have the hardened spiral cut gears. They are not extremely strong. I'm still going to get Kershaw. This is them. This is out of the front. I'm not going to get right up on the camera, but this pinion is missing 2 teeth, and I've already replaced, today I replaced the gears, and the 2 teeth are right here. If you ever break any gears in your differentials, make sure you completely clean the grease out and make sure you get every single metal particle out, because if you don't, that big part right there is going to get caught up in the differential, and your brand new diffs are going to be shredded as well. Hot racing metal diff cups. I have, over there you see a HPI Baja, a 5B. They have CV boots. Well, on the inside, I can't really show you without, let me see the camera so I can show. I don't know if you can see it, but down in there, where's that flashlight? Down in there you can actually see one of those CV boots. And on the outer, Team Associated 1/8 scale shock boots work great as CV boots. I have this all around to completely protect everything. Of course, the entire T-bone setup, except for the center skid plate, which goes up underneath. I don't have that yet because when I ordered mine, usually you're looking at about 10, between 7 and 10 days because they built to order. I ordered mine, and then like 3 or 4 days later, they introduced the center skid plate. $19.99, no big deal. If you want the T-bone setup, the entire setup cost me 138 or 148 shit. That is the front bumper, the rear bumper, the A-arm skids, basically everything except the $19.99 center skid cover, which I'm going to be ordering because I basically want to make this thing as bulletproof as possible. Kershaw has come out with some new gears that can hold up to 8S. I will say this: stay away from what is called centered differentials or any type of metal that is what's called centered. It's CINTEERED. Basically what they use is they take a metal powder and they put it into a form, and using pressure and heat it basically forms. They do not melt it down. It just basically, imagine you're on the beach and you try to make a sandcastle, sort of along the same lines, but it's a more sturdy. You need to get something that comes from a solid piece of metal and then is machined out, or goes from molten metal and is poured into a mold. Yes, I remember that word now from that one that I really fucked up bad about the spur gear with the original. Up under here I have the Castle XLX-MAXX with the Castle 2028 800 kV motor, 53 tooth pinion, and a 50 tooth spur. The 53 tooth pinion is going to cost you $20, $10 shipping from Kershaw. So if you're going to get more than one gear, I strongly suggest get more than one gear at the same time, so you don't have to pay $10 shipping every time. I've taken this thing out bashing, and when I wanted to see what was going to break first, so I beat the fuck out of it. I have videos. I got to edit all of them together. It was really hot, so my phone stopped recording several times because, I mean, we had two phones. We had a Note Edge and a Galaxy S7. They both would stop recording because they were too hot. We're talking 85, 90 degrees. The motor temperature, even with that gearing, 138 degrees. The lighting that I have on this, I have a 5th scale lighting set up from GT Power. It's available on Amazon. I believe it was like $13 or $14.99. You can set it up so the brake lights get brighter when you hit the brakes, or you can just set up so everything is bright. That's exactly what I did, because the way the receiver box, my ESC is completely covering my receiver box, so in order for me to unplug and plug in that, it's quite a hassle. I have to undo bolts and all kind of shit. King Motor tires. That's what these are. You have to look for the truck tires, not the buggy tires. You need the truck tires. They come with Pioneer tires. The Pioneer tires have basically the exact same tread pattern as the Proline trenchers. They're taller than the stock tires that come on a low seat. They're wider. Yeah, it sort of looks goofy. A lot of people say I made my X-maxx ugly, but sometimes form and function don't go hand in hand. A company that has been making tires for a while called IMEX, IMEX, has come out with some new tires. They're like 8.5 inches tall, They're wider, they're taller, they give the truck a wider stance. On Amazon, $70 for a set of two, so you're looking at about $160 because you also have to get the beadlock rings, which are these gray parts. These are, like I said, these are King Motor tires. The King Motor tires, the hex inside, where the hex goes, they're reinforced with metal. And also, I have a buddy, Chris Arnold. He broke them, and he sent them back in to King Motors. They sent him new rims because the original rims broke. Wow, what else? Oh yeah, metal servo gears. Shit, there's so much that I've done to this. I'm using Venom 7500 30C batteries. 225 amp constant, 375 burst. So powers the XLX setup perfectly. I mean, I never run out of power for it. Also, hot racing progressive springs. I have it comes with 3 sets: black, blue, and red. The black are the extra stiff, the blue are the stiff, and the red are the softest. I have the black in the front and the blue in the rear. Reason I do that is with a off-road vehicle, the front always takes the brunt of the impact. Also with my differentials, I have 200K diff oil in the front, 120K in the rear. The reason I did that is I went for a sort of the same action as my Slash. The front tires are stiffer than the rear. The reason for that is the front tires pull the vehicle around the corner. So it sort of acts like a lock diff, but it still gives you the ability for it to work as a differential. And then 120K in the rear, so I mean stock this comes with 30K in the front, 50K in the rear. Pretty much everybody who has as soon as you get your X-maxx, you're going to need to check your diffs because they are bone dry almost. They do not put enough diff oil in them. Also, shock oil, 70 weight in the front, 50 in the rear. Or if I'm jumping a lot harder, I'll put 100 in the front, 70 in the rear. Yet again, thicker in the front because the front takes the brunt of the impact. Okay, let's see. Getting close to... I think I went over the Dusty Motors cover. Oh yeah, the King Motor tires, $118 shipped to your door in America. I gotta think. Having a picture of the inside of the truck itself. Mine, I am not using I no longer use the Traxxas transmitter. I use a Spectrum DX4S with the Spectrum SRS 4201 receiver. It has the AVC technology, which is really great because it keeps the truck flat in midair. Or if you're doing a speed run, which this one I haven't done a video of it. I need to. 62 mile per hour plus. 62 is the fastest I've taken it to. And the balloons the tires don't balloon, surprisingly, which is very nice. These tires are very stiff, they're very thick. So that's basically it when it comes to this video. In time, I'll be doing a video over my Baja, introducing it. I've had it for about a month now. I've ran it. It's fun as hell, but I will admit the stock rear tires are shit because they just have those little pins, rocks, or anything like that. Just bashing with it, just having some fun. It's gonna eat them up. I'm already having to replace mine. I'm waiting for UPS right now to deliver me some new tires. Again, I went through King Motors. I got their all-terrain buggy tires for the rear. Let me think. I will say with the wheelie bar, the rear bumper T-bone wheelie bar, you are going to need to get on YouTube to figure out how to put this together, because it comes with a lot of parts, which are spacers to put it together. It completely gets rid of your rear skid plate. If you break a T-bone part, they have a lifetime warranty. If you can break it, they replace it. You just have to pay for shipping. And yes, they already have come out with the version 2, front bumper and rear bumper. These are the bashers. I will probably get the better rear bumper, because this sort of sticks out a little too far, and if you go off a jump a little too slow, it'll catch and make the truck nosedive. With mine, I'm pretty sure that's what happened that caused two teeth, almost 180 degrees opposite of each other. I'd say about 130 degrees opposite of each other, broke off. So something happened twice. I don't know what. I will say this: never land while on full throttle, because you're gonna blow out your diffs. Doesn't matter what vehicle it is, unless you build like a Magneto, a Phantom with 8th scale diffs, and it's a 1/10 scale vehicle. Oh yeah, last thing, RC Monster adapters. That's what these are. The way I can run these tires is RC Monster has come out with adapters. They're $32. It has they have the threads built in and the hex built into them. The problem I had with the original adapters is the hex nut fell off. So as soon as I got out and started bashing, my hex nut fell off and my tire went to rolling. Thankfully I was able to find the adapter, but now I gotta buy some new hex nuts. Not a big deal, seeing that I don't run the stock tires, and the one downside to running these 5T tires is you really don't get as much traction because they're not as wide. You're missing about an inch, 3/4 of an inch to an inch. I believe that is about it. That goes over everything, all the upgrades I've done to it. Hell, with all the upgrades, I'm probably close to $2,000, $2,500 into this, including the truck. That's how much I've put into this. But I'm trying to make it as solid as I can. I'm still going to buy the Kershaw gears, give them a chance, see how strong they are. Traxxas, if you buy the upgraded gears, I will go ahead and tell you now, Traxxas will not warranty them. For some reason, Traxxas will not warranty upgraded products. I find that pretty fucked up, because upgraded products aren't supposed to break, they're supposed to be better, but the stock differentials kept breaking, so within 3 months they were already introducing new differential gear set. Spider gears haven't had a problem. I have a video on how to shim your stock gears, shim your stock pinion. If you don't want to go to these, you can always shim it, which basically what that does is set the mesh a little tighter between the pinion and the ring gear, so there's less play. A lot of people have done that and haven't blown diffs. Honestly, I prefer to go to the stronger parts. It was mostly my fault that this happened. But that's basically it for this video. Let me look up under real quick and make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Oh yeah, the thing with the reason I run Venom batteries. A lot of people say they have a problem with them. Okay. The thing with Venom batteries is if something goes wrong within the first year, you completely discharge it in a saltwater bath, and send in pictures, and they will send out new batteries to you for free within the first year. After the first year, if anything goes wrong, they send you can buy the same battery half price. You just have to show them that the stock battery that you bought is shit. Remember to keep your receipts. Dusty Motors cover, Kershaw motor mount, haven't had a problem with that. Made my own ESC mount, because when I bought the motor mount, the guy didn't want to, he decided that the the 800 kV 2028 motor was too much power. I don't think there's any possibility of having too much power. I'll show the lighting setup. There's 48 LEDs on the front. It comes with two 6 LED tail lights, but I took one off because I put it basically where a license plate would be, and it protects it. And extremely bright. And then you have your controller right here, and your plug-ins, which are right here. And I believe it's this one right here. No, this one, just the connector by itself. That if you get on your brakes, it will brighten the brakes up even brighter, so you'll know that you're on your brakes. But hell, what's the point in that? I mean, if you're on your brakes, you know you're on your brakes. So as it sits, that's pretty much all I've done to it. Of course, got the 2028 fan that I had from the original setup. I've already sold my motor. I still have the original ESC right here. This is a fucking flamethrower ESC. It'll go in probably my 8th scale buggy eventually. Once I get a better motor for it, probably a Castle or something, I don't know. You do things as they come. But that's what I love about this hobby. You have so many options, and RPM, I've been told, and people have called RPM and asked, when are you going to be, damn it. People have asked when are they going to be releasing products for the X-maxx. They're looking at that was about a month ago. They said about a month. So that was about 2 weeks ago that someone asked, and now, so you're looking at about 2 to 3 weeks. RPM will be releasing A-arms. I have spare A-arms from Traxxas, so honestly at this point in time I don't see a point in buying some A-arms from RPM until I go through the stock A-arms. Once I go through all those, once I get down to just the ones that are on the vehicle, I'll buy the RPM ones. And yes, this is how the this cage is. You have to, there's a separate part that goes through the body. There's a part that goes through the body, and then the cage is held on by simple body clips, but it is a very efficient way of holding it on, because honestly, this cage does not weigh that much, maybe a pound. Stock, this truck weighs 24 pounds. Mine's at 29 pounds. The XLX ESC and 800 kV motor is rated for 35 pounds, so I'm still within the limit. A lot of raw steel had a problem with the Castle XLX and Mamba Monster X ESC for basically, if you get on the gas, it doesn't give the XL2 has better acceleration and better drag racing, better speed runs. Well, Castle has added something to where it limits the amount of amperage draw. You can shut that off now. You can go, stock is 200 amps, then there's 210 amps, then 220, and then completely off. If you go completely off, you're not going to be covered by a warranty, so be careful. I have mine set at 220, and honestly this thing is a fucking beast. Wheelies at 30 miles an hour, but that's the gearing that I have set up. So I still got some other videos to do. I still got to work on my rustler, got to set the rear suspension back up because it tumbled and fucked some things up, so I have to fix that. My nitro rustler with a 3.3 in it. So that's all the parts on here as of now. If you're looking at aluminum parts right now, honestly, if it were me, wait. Things are going to go down in price. Right now they're extremely high in price because they're having to make up their loss for creating it. Like the front servo, I can't remember the technical name, but basically where the servo saver and everything's at. It was originally like $125. Now it's like 65 or 70. So as you see, prices will go down if you can wait. So if you got any questions, please feel free to ask. I mean, I love comments. I love it when people say, "Wow," and "Where did you get that? I want that," and shit like that. I love this hobby. So got any questions? Ask away. Till next time, like usual. Peace.